Welcome to Tia's Table, where we talk about making fitness and wellness doable for busy women like you and me. Looking for healthy meal ideas, workout motivation, and good conversation? Don't worry, I got you, girl. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's have some girl talk. Hey girl, welcome back to another episode of Tia's Table. I'm Tia, a certified group fitness instructor and a behavior change coach for women. I help women develop healthy habits, or really any habits that align with the life that they want to live. If you or someone you know is looking to make some real life changes and they need a little help developing consistency with that, please reach out to me. You can email me at tiavfitness@gmail.com and I would be more than happy to speak to you about your goals. Girl, today's episode is going to be a little bit different, okay? So I hope you got your snacks and I hope you are in a nice, comfortable, seated position, because we about to have us a real good old vent session. Because for me, nothing makes me feel better than complaining about something that I'm going to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to get these words off my chest, but I'm still going to do it. Like, it's not going to change anything. Sometimes I just feel like I need to vent and get it out, and then I can move on, and it makes me feel better. So, girl, that's what we're about to do today. But before we get into it, let's talk about what's on Tia's table. And it's really not a meal idea. It's more so something that can enhance what I have found to be literally anything that you're eating. So 2 things have been in heavy rotation for me as I am eating very clean. I am counting all the numbers. I'm making that meal plan work. And my trainer doesn't really have me eating any type of, any eating style in particular. I can literally eat whatever I want. And she reminds me often, like, you're not on a diet. You can eat whatever you want. It's just got to fall within those numbers, right? But in doing that, I'm like, okay, well, I still got to eat super, super clean. And she does have me watch the amount of sodium that I eat. So that is something. And sodium is what makes your food taste good. The seasoning, the flavor, the salt. And I know you can season food with like fresh herbs and other spices and like all of that. And I think that's great when you have them and they haven't gone bad and everything is just working out perfectly. But we know every day is not like that. And sometimes you have to go for what you know and what you got on hand, right? So, but with all that being said, I'm trying to watch how much sodium that I eat. And because of that, I've been looking for salt-free alternatives to seasoning my food. One of these is salt-free. The other one just tastes good and I use it in moderation. So first up is the salt-free Rotel. Now you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram or if you remember me back from my mommy blogging days, on Taco Tuesday, and this is one of the reasons why I had to stop doing Taco Tuesday every Tuesday. Because my family had gotten to a place where they didn't want store-bought salsa. They didn't want store-bought guacamole because I was making it from scratch, literally every Tuesday. And that it's not hard. It's not that big of a deal. It's not time consuming, but sometimes you just don't feel like whipping out that food processor. Sometimes I don't want to be standing there chopping for an eternity, mixing and doing all of that, right? But I still want my food to taste good. I still want that spice and the flavor that you get from a really good pico de gallo or a really good homemade salsa, right? So how can I get that without doing the work? And how can I also get that without adding any salt to what I'm making? Girl, let me tell you about the salt-free Rotel. I tried it on a whim because I'm like, okay, Rotel, it's tomatoes and jalapenos. So those 2 things are already in salsa and or pico de gallo, depending on, what you like. So I know it's going to taste, at the bare minimum, it's going to taste like tomato and pepper, right? And I just need my food to have a little bit more of a kick than what it's got right now. So I picked up a can of that and I got the salt-free version so that I wouldn't have to worry about the sodium. When I mean to tell you, adding that to literally whatever I have been eating, adding it to eggs in the morning, adding it to, today I had tacos for lunch, adding it to tacos, adding it to like my protein bowls or just whatever has upped the flavor in my meal. I cannot even express to you how much better my food tastes. So that's number 1. Number 2 is sriracha mayo, which I think I may have told you about on another episode, but girl, a drizzle of sriracha mayo goes a long way, and you don't even need a lot of it. And I think a serving on the bottle says 1 tablespoon. And to be very honest with you, I am not measuring sriracha mayo. I literally do like a zigzag drizzle. Is that a tablespoon? Is it a teaspoon? Is it somewhere in the middle? Girl, I don't know. Because I would like to believe that the reason that I might not see results is not going to be for the drizzle of sriracha mayo that I may have put on a taco or a salad or a protein bowl. Like, the sriracha mayo is not holding me back. So I don't measure it. But it has added so much flavor to literally everything that I'm eating. Green beans really have me by the back of my sports bra right now. And so I've been eating a lot of green beans. I don't season them. And I know how we are about seasoning our food, right? Don't season them, but I'll do a little zigzag of sriracha mayo, toss them in the sauce, and boom, here we go. It's so good. It's so good. Or I'll do like a bowl with like some chicken, some green beans, and maybe like that brown rice quinoa mix that's got like the garlic flavor already in it. So there is some flavor there. And then you season your chicken, so that's some flavor there. But then on my veggies, I don't put anything on there. And when I do season my chicken, I use Mrs. Dash. So let me throw that out there too. And everybody knows Mrs. Dash is already salt-free. So I'll get the sriracha mayo, do my drizzle, and I'll just toss it like I'm making a salad. And it's so good. And a little bit goes a long way. So you can do a very light drizzle of it, stir everything up, and girl, it's so good. And maybe this is just, I've reached the part of my journey now where literally maybe anything tastes good, but it tastes good. And I wouldn't tell you that it did if it did not. And it's a time saver. I like the fact that I can go buy fresh veggies like that have been bagged already at Kroger. I can come home, pierce that bag with a fork, pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes, pull it out, get the serving that I need, drizzle it with sriracha mayo, and now I can eat like in no time flat. And I feel like if more people were open to doing things like that, that wasn't really like real cooking, you're just doing what you need to do to get the food in, I think that would help a lot of people be more consistent with meal planning and getting their meals in. I think you have to start being a little bit more open-minded about how you go about meal prep. I don't want anybody to think that they've got to batch cook and do all of that cooking over the weekend so that you can have meals prepped for you in the refrigerator. That's certainly not my life. But what I have learned is the grocery store has built-in hacks like the quinoa brown rice pouches, right? You microwave those for 90 seconds in the pouch. You just rip the top off, you microwave it for 90 seconds, right? And normally 1 pouch is several servings. Like I think I get about 3 or 4 servings from 1 pouch. So if I made a pouch of quinoa today, I could literally eat it all weekend because today is only Thursday, right? 90 seconds. Steam the fresh veggies. Now, I'm not talking about the steamables that you get from the frozen section, which if you like those and those work for you, girl, do what you do and don't listen to me. But I like my produce like fresh because I still like for it to be a little crunchy, you know? So I get it from the fresh produce department. It's still bagged. It's still steamable. I come home, pierce it, pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes. And so now we're at what? It took me 6 minutes and 30 seconds to get 2 lunch components or just 2 meal components done. And I'm going to pair it with proteins that have already been made, you know, maybe from dinner the night before, another meal a different day or whatever. Something maybe I can quickly pop in the air fryer while these 2 things are cooking in the microwave, but it's not going to take me forever to pull that meal together. I also like meal ideas for this for the days where my family is eating something completely different. So like tonight is spirit night for school and my children are going to want to go to spirit night. They are going to want to get pizza. So we'll do spirit night. We'll get pizza, whatever. They'll eat that. And when I get home, I can either pull from something that's already in the refrigerator. But if I don't want that, I know in my mind that I can bring a good, healthy meal that meets my calories and my macros and like all of that together in like 10 minutes or less. In the time that it takes me to walk my dog, I can have a meal like cooking and going, and I can bring it to a bowl and be sitting down eating definitely within 11 minutes. So one of the ways that I'm able to do that though is because I do rely on other things like the Rotel or the Sriracha to like season and flavor the food. So I'm not seasoning and then tasting and like trying to get the food right. No, not at all. I'm cooking the stuff, making sure that it's edible, that it's safe for me to consume. I drizzle or I toss some of that Rotel on there. I give it a good stir, and then at this point, I'm eating for the results. I'm eating for the results. If she tells me, girl, you're doing all the right things, just make sure your nutrition is on point and be patient, that's where I'm at. I'm like, I would eat dirt with a drizzle of Sriracha mayo on it at this point if I knew that that was going to help me reach my goals by the time I want to reach them. And that is not even a joke. I'm so serious about that. So yeah, girl, try it. Or when you're in the store, see what other salt-free alternatives are out there, or see what other mayos or drizzles or sauces or whatever, the low sodium versions of some of your favorite things. Try them out and see how you like them. Just a little drizzle goes a long way. And now because I don't want anyone to have an upset stomach, for some of these sauces and things, Sriracha mayo is a safe one. You don't have to heat or cook Sriracha mayo. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we've got some people listening who are new to cooking and all of that. So I don't want nobody to get an upset stomach and be texting me or DMing me. Some of those sauces, like maybe your teriyakis and some of these other things, find the low sodium or the healthier version of them. And then make sure you do your drizzle before you put it in the microwave. Make sure you heat it up, because they got to be cooked. Because if not, girl, you'll be sick. You'll have an upset stomach. And then that'll ruin your day, or quite possibly at least 48 hours of your week. And I don't want that for you. So yes, try out some new sauces and things and see if that doesn't help you meal prep quicker, bring some flavor back to your plate, and see if that just makes eating healthy just better. Because quite frankly, after you have eaten so many healthy meals, you get to a place where you're like, oh my gosh, this really does suck. And that's why people don't stick with it, because nobody wants to eat healthy like all the time. Which is a great segue for our main discussion of this call. So, it's March. It's March 2nd, to be exact. At this point in the year, we have either done really well with adopting new habits, we have formed a new lifestyle, things are going great, we've got some momentum, we're operating in a rhythm, and we find that things feel less of a chore and they're starting to feel more like our actual life. And that's good. That's where we should be at about this point, because we are about 60 days, I think exactly, into this new year. And I think that's the story, quite possibly for many of us, right? For some of us, though, we might start to feel a little tired. Not that we're giving up, not that we've fallen off the wagon. We just don't want to do it no more. It's kind of like, I like what I look like, okay? I'm going to accept this version of me, and me and her are about to have a good summer, because now I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. I don't want to eat another vegetable. Green beans do have me they've got me by the back of my sports bra right now. They do. But if I didn't have to eat another one, I'd be good with that too. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of it. And that's what we are going to talk about today. About how we know this is good for us. We know that we've got to do one thing to get a certain result. We get it. But we can also admit that more than one thing can be true at a time. And we can admit that some of this kind of sucks and it's just not fun. It's not a great way to spend the majority of your time during the week when you have free time. We can admit that. And I'm a fitness professional. I work in the fitness industry, and I will admit that I understand and I can relate to the fact that maybe you just don't want to do this with your time because it's not always fun. It's not always sweating sparkles and inches lost and pounds down and tasty shakes and all of that. That is just not always the case. And it's not going to be. For the most part, I would say most days, most people probably do feel like, ooh, I got it. That whole thing where people are like, I don't have to work out. I get to, or whatever that thing is you hear people saying on Instagram. Girl, no, them people don't want to work out either. They're tired of it too. They are tired of it too, but in order to pay those bills, they have to be motivating. So, and I get that. And I'm thankful for their motivation because I don't have to, I get to, and that's true. As long as there's breath in these lungs and I'm able to be mobile and I'm able to move, yes, I should be active because I get to be, right? But I don't like that. I don't like that I have to be. I don't like that I have to be and then I have to also wait. So let's just start from the top. I've written down a few things that I particularly don't like about living a healthy lifestyle. We'll just go down through them and, I'll give you some of the strategies that I use to work my way through these feelings. Take from them what you will. And at the end of this call, you still decide like, no, girl, I'm just tired. And this is going to be the body that the summer gets. Then girl, I completely understand because this is not an easy life trying to keep up with all this stuff every day. So number one, at the top of my list would be the workouts. So many things about the workouts, I think, kind of get to me. Number one, I think, is the time. I'm very time sensitive and I'm always thinking about what I could be doing with my time. And I feel like the workouts, or at least the type of working out that I have to do to see results, takes up a lot of my time. Now, I know I hear people on TikTok because I've been watching a lot of TikTok lately. While I'm on the treadmill, I watch TikTok videos because it helps the time go by a lot faster. So while I'm walking on the treadmill, I'll be watching TikToks, and my algorithm on TikTok is pretty much all fitness. So I see transformations, I see workouts, I see food with a couple funny things sprinkled in, right? And I'll see girls literally say like, oh, you don't have to be in the gym for 2 hours. I worked out for 15 minutes every day last week and look at me now. And I'll say to myself, first of all, there's no way. But then second of all, well, honey, if you only had to work out for 15 minutes to look like that, then you need to package whatever it is that you were doing and sell it, because I would buy it. I would buy it, and quite possibly all of the other millions of people that have seen this video would buy it too. Because I'm in the gym for a smooth hour and 30 minutes almost every day, or my workout time combined is about an hour and 30 minutes every day. And in that hour and 30 minutes, the whole time I'm thinking, oh my gosh, is this what it's going to take? Which is funny because when I was teaching classes and I was working out for like 5 and 6 hours a day, a lot of times back to back to back, maybe because I looked at that as a job and not as like my own personal workout journey. Maybe I just looked at it different because that never occurred to me before when I was teaching classes. But now that I'm no longer teaching classes and I'm at the gym, for like 90 minutes or more, I'm really like, man, when I'm walking out to my car, I'm like, man, I got here at 9:00. And when I get home, I got to eat lunch. Like, this is insane. But, you got to do what you got to do. And I kind of feel like the timing of the workouts. And so this is what helps me with this. When I feel like, ooh, this is sucking up a lot of my time. I say to myself, well, everybody's body responds to things very differently, right? Someone who's very new in their fitness journey, who's having a true day one. Not that all day ones aren't true, because I don't want anybody to say anything to me about that. You can always start again, girl. It's never too late. However, someone who's having a very true, genuine day one, like this is her first day ever working out ever. She was never on the wagon. She just bought her ticket to the wagon and she's getting on. Someone like that probably could work out for 15 to 30 minutes every day, eat in some type of calorie deficit, or just clean up what they're eating in general. Maybe she stops drinking sweet tea, or she stops eating fast food, or she just stops eating bread or rice or pasta or whatever. And her body is going to instantly respond to that. She will see change instantly. For the rest of us who have gotten on and off the wagon all our lives, or just off again, on again, just here recently, the rest of us probably do have to do a little bit more because of muscle memory, because of how your body has already been conditioned to respond to certain types of physical activity. So you might not start burning fat as fast as someone who's brand new to, their fitness journey. And for some people, if your body holds a lot of muscle already, if the majority of your body is muscle already, you probably are going to have a tough time burning fat because your body is going to have to kind of figure out where the fat is and then use it as an energy source, right? So the timing thing for me, I think definitely depends on where you are in your fitness journey. And I have to tell myself like, oh, Tia, you probably do have to be here. Well, yes, I have to be there that long because that's how long it takes me to get through all the things. That's how long it takes me to get through all the things. The cardio, and sometimes I do my cardio at home so that I can do things like watch TikTok or like sing and like play while I'm up there because that just helps me out. But the time component takes me out. Also with the workouts, you're always wondering if you're doing it right. Like, is my form right? Am I doing enough exercises? Am I doing the exercises in the right order? Am I giving these muscles a good enough chance to like rest in between so that muscle can actually form and develop properly? Like, am I overtraining? Am I undertraining? Like, am I doing any of it right? I think that's a real thing that's kind of annoying when you're trying to work out. And I think the low weights versus the heavy lifting argument for women certainly gets on my nerves. Like when people say things to me like, oh, I don't want to lift heavy because of this, and this. And I'm like, no, whether you do low weights or heavy weight lifting kind of depends on how much time you have to dedicate to working out in general, right? So like in a class setting, depending on what kind of class it is, you might use 5-pound dumbbells or something lighter than that, even if you're going to end up doing a lot of reps. So low weight, high reps can definitely sculpt a beautiful toned body, right? If you don't have as much time, because most of those classes are like 55 minutes. If you don't have as much time to dedicate to working out, you'll notice that you see women lifting heavy or what might be considered heavy for them, right? Because she might not have as much time to dedicate. She might only have 20 minutes to work out. So she's got to try to get as much as she can into that 20 to 30 minutes as possible before calling it a day, right? And because of that, she's probably opting to lift a little bit heavier because that's going to take her to where she wants to be. Also, you'll notice if you do some of those Beachbody programs or some of the at-home things that you see on YouTube now, they'll always give you a lightweight option or a heavyweight option. They will say to you, you can use one or the other depending on what your body needs. Because again, if your body is already trained for one thing, you might be doing yourself a disservice by not lifting heavy. It might just end up being a waste of your time, which brings us back to reason number one, why the workouts just suck. This part of it is not fun, right? And then also I feel like the stuff that we see trending as far as workouts go, get on my nerves. Like, what are these people training for? When I see people flipping over tires and like jumping over things and running and lifting a weight and then coming back and squatting, like, I don't know. It's like the weightlifting Olympics, or like I'll see people doing the thing where they put the weights on their feet so that they have like an anchor pretty much. and they'll be doing like core work, like going down to the ground with like a weight on their chest. And I'm just like, what is it? It's gotta be for the purpose of filming that video. Can't be, because I never see people like in real life in the gym doing any of that stuff. But when I see things like that, I'm like, don't show people this, because someone's going to think they can do it. They're going to get out here and they're going to hurt themselves. Everything that you see trending is not something that you got to do. And that's what I tell myself, because when I'm on the treadmill walking and I'm going through TikTok, looking at everybody work out, first of all, I'm saying everybody's doing the same thing. So when things trend, they literally are trending. So you'll notice on TikTok right now, Bulgarian squats are like all the rage. Like the girls are talking about that because everybody wants a booty, right? And I'm like, okay, Bulgarian squats have been around forever. They've been around forever. It's just trending right now. And it doesn't even mean that everybody needs to be doing them. I have never done a Bulgarian squat so far in my training with my trainer. Never. So that's also a good reminder for me when I see things and they get on my nerves about workouts, because you see it and you say, man, do I need to be doing that? Should I start including that in what I'm doing? And you have to say, no, Tia, you've got to stay focused, or, you insert your own name there. But I say, no, you got to just stay focused on what your plan is, on what you're doing, because maybe they need Bulgarian squats and clearly you must not need them because it's not listed in your workout program. So everything that you see, you also don't need to do. But and this is why I say I love to complain, but then it doesn't change what I do. Those kind of workout videos like drive me insane, and that's also why I don't make them. But like, I'm gonna still watch them. And if it's a cute video, I'm going to engage with it so that it continues to come up in my TikTok feed. That's one of my toxic traits. I'm going to still do it. I'm going to support you, girl. I'm going to support you in what you're doing because I want you to have what you want to have from this. But at the end of the day, I'm like, oh no, this is why we're all going crazy over these workouts, because too much information can sometimes be a bad thing, right? Next is the food. Next on my list of the things that make this just quite miserable at times would be the food. I like to eat. And when I say I like to eat, I mean I like to eat stuff that people probably shouldn't eat every day. I could eat Chinese takeout every day and be happy. I could eat Mexican food every day and be happy. Not a big sweets person or like a pizza person. French fries, love them. I could do a really good cheeseburger. A good cheeseburger with like a fried egg or like a perfectly cooked egg so that when you bite into it, it's oozy. That with like bacon and like fresh produce on it is just like one of the best things ever to me, right? With French fries, so good. So when I think about the things that I like to eat, and I think about the things that I'm eating now, I have to get real creative with making that food taste good, because that's the only way I'm able to still stay on any type of meal plan, right? The food part gets to me because, first of all, you have to read all the labels and look at all the numbers and make sure all of the things are lining up. And like right now, I told you I'm watching sodium. So I'm trying not to eat anything that's high in sodium. I'm trying not to add additional salt to my food. And I'm also trying to watch how much fiber I get in every day. I'm trying to make sure I get at least 30 grams of fiber in every day because, fiber basically is what helps your stomach look flat. If you're not going to the bathroom every day, your belly is going to reflect that. So I'm trying to make sure my diet is also very high in fiber. So I'm watching those things. I'm looking at all the numbers. I'm counting the calories. I'm doing the things. That wears me out. Weighing the food wears me out. And I don't even try to get it like perfect because that would just kind of drive me insane a little bit. I just try to get it close enough so that I can say I did. But like weighing, and that's why when people are like, oh, I could never eat the same thing every day over and over again. You know why them people eating the same thing every day? I'm going to tell you, because I've become one of those people. They're eating the same thing every day because once you find meals that meet your macros and meet your calories, that taste halfway decent, and you know you just gotta way warm it up and eat it, that's just what you do just to make your life simple. If I wanted to make myself miserable, when I feel like punishing myself, I do crazy things like try a new recipe these days. I'm like, oh yeah, let me try that because I saw it on Instagram. Then you get home and you're trying to weigh all the things and you're trying to measure and do the whole, and it's just like, no, I was better off eating that brown rice quinoa bowl with my chicken and my green beans, because this right here is about to make me turn into somebody else. And I did it to myself. Like, I did it to myself. But that's why people eat the same thing over and over again, because they figure out what fits into their numbers that they can tolerate eating, and then they just eat that because it makes it easy. It's not that they are people who can eat the same thing over and over again. They are people who want it so bad that they just make it simple so that they can just move through the process. It's like I'm pushing myself through a car wash machine every day. Every day I get up, I put on the workout clothes, and I push myself through this little daily routine so that hopefully in like a couple months, I look the way that I want to look. I wish it were as fast as a car wash. Like, I wish after like 2 minutes, I was able to look and notice real big change, but that's just not how it works. But the food, absolutely not. It gets on my nerves. Absolutely not. That's why it's got to taste good. And I do try to get creative. Like today I had tacos, but that's only because I figured out that those Mission carb balanced tortillas are high in fiber. They've got good numbers. Otherwise, I think they're only like 70 calories a piece. Like, they're almost perfect. And I realized that, like, oh, if I eat 2 tacos or 2 wraps a day, I meet my numbers. So it's not that I'm a person that wants to even eat this every day. I just realized that, like, oh, if I eat this every day, that's a good meal for me based on what I got going on, right? The food part absolutely drives me crazy. So when you see me sharing my food on Instagram, know that, like, oh, she's just doing what she's got to do. It's not that she's excited about that. I mean, sometimes I'm excited about it if I try something new and it ends up, or if I'm like remixing something and it turns out to be really, really good, then I do get excited. But for the most part, no, girl, I want to be down to the taco place on the patio, drinking a Paloma and eating tacos I did not make. That's where I want to be. I want to be down to the hibachi place, sitting there, having me a tea with some actual sugar in it. Because, you know, I drink unsweetened tea now, and it's actually really good. I probably will never go back to drinking sweetened tea, actually. But I want to sit down and drink something with flavor in it. And I want to sit there and watch them drown my food in MSG. Okay? Toss it in the MSG, sprinkle it with a pound of salt, and then put it in front of me and let me eat it all. That's what I want. I want to go down to Chipotle and be like, double it, all of it. Double it, double it, double it. Yes, the guacamole too, and I know it's extra. Give it to me. And then I want to come home with that huge bowl of Chipotle. I want to sit down, and my favorite thing with food is to sit down at my coffee table in my room in front of my TV with all of my things ready. So like if I had Chipotle, I'd have my own chips. If you go to Chipotle, you already know their chips are trash. I don't know how people eat those. If you're a person that eats the chips from Chipotle, I guarantee you're probably a serial killer at night. I just know it, because you shouldn't be eating those. They are god awful. So, you know, you got to buy your own chips. So I get my own chips from Kroger. I come home, I sit down in front of my TV after my children have gone to bed with my chips, and I sit there and I scoop all of the Chipotle on chip by chip. I don't eat it with a fork. I scoop it and I eat, and I watch my shows. I take my time and I eat and I watch. Oh, it's heaven for me. And so, see, this is why the food part absolutely disturbs my soul. It breaks my soul. It breaks my soul because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do the food math, but I feel like also because now I'm closer to 40, my body's just not responding to things the way that it used to. And I'm learning that, and I've accepted that. And part of the acceptance is like following the rules and doing what I need to do to get to where I want to be. But girl, just let me complain about it for a little bit, because I'm not falling off the wagon. I'm going to be right at the gym tomorrow, actually. I'm going to be right at the gym tomorrow, working out. I'm going to be making them same meals again tomorrow. But for today, I'm aggravated and I'm tired of doing it, which I think is normal because, like I said, we're in the 3rd month of the year. So the food gets to me. Logging the food gets to me. So it's not enough for me to eat it, but logging it, the act of logging it gets to me. MyFitnessPal, Lifesum, Trainerize, whatever the food logging system is that we all might be using, I hate them because I'm like, it wasn't me eating it enough. Now I have to write it down, and now I have to see where you're about to tell me the closer it gets to 7 o'clock tonight, girl, you can eat nothing. You're not going to be able to eat anything after you eat dinner. So you would be better off going to bed when you send those children to bed at 7:30. Because ma'am, if you're awake and you get hungry after you eat dinner, there's nothing left. We got nothing for you. And see, and if I wasn't logging my food, I wouldn't know that. I would just overeat and be happy. But since I know, I'm aware, I can't. And so logging the food absolutely gets on my nerves, especially when I feel like I have a great day of eating and the numbers just don't shake out, right? For whatever reason, I've picked out these healthy things to eat and I'm eating clean and I know what's what. But then when I go to log it, for some reason, I would have hit my macros, but my calories are under. That absolutely drives me insane because it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, I ate all the food. Everything I was supposed to eat today, I ate it. But you're telling me that I'm off by like a few hundred calories. And does that matter? Nah, maybe not in the grand scheme of things. But because of what I've learned since having a trainer, I know that, yeah, it probably does matter. Because that means tomorrow when she asks me to do something, my body might not have enough energy to do it. And I realize now that what you eat on a Thursday matters for Friday. So whatever carbs I eat today will be the fuel that I need to make it through my cardio tomorrow. So if I undereat today, Friday I'm going to run out of gas. And that's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. And that encourages me to kind of stay in the fight with the food and to log the food and make sure I'm doing it right. If for no other reason is that I don't want to pass out at the gym. Because girl, I think I shared this before. I don't know if I did, but I used to be the girl that passed out at cheer camp. Ask my best friend. She remember we were at UVA somewhere in Virginia. I cannot quite remember the school, but we were at a NCA cheer camp. And for whatever reason, every year almost when we would go to cheer camp, I would get dizzy and I would be about to pass out. And I'm sure it was just from what I was eating or how my body responded to food. And now I realize that. I mean, back then, I'm not sure why a grown-up didn't realize that or know that. I think they would just give you water and tell you to just go get some fresh air outside. And, they would send another cheerleader out there to sit on the curb with you until you got some fresh air. And then they put you right back in that hot box. Those places never had AC. There were never enough fans. And it would literally be hundreds of us in there bouncing around, jumping, screaming at the top of our lungs for hours and hours and hours. Great times, fun times. Wouldn't change it for the world. But as a grown-up now, I know that if I was going to be doing that all weekend, girl, somebody should have fed you the day before properly. That McDonald's that y'all had on the way to cheer camp probably wasn't going to be enough to help you power through hours and hours and hours of doing that. You probably needed a little bit more. And now I know that. So I log the food. I don't like doing it, but I do it. Next up is waiting for the results. Because the way my patience works, I don't have a lot of it. I like to tell most people that interact with me, my children get all of my patience. Literally, whatever amount of patience that was put into me when God made me, I depleted all every day parenting my children, specifically that last one that made it in here by the skin of his teeth. Literally by the skin of his teeth. He made it in here and he gets all my patience every day. So I really don't have the patience for nothing else. I don't have the patience for eating right, logging this food, showing up at the gym on time. I don't have the patience for anything else. So waiting for the results every day, I feel like that Regina Hall meme, the one where her arms are like over her head and she's like, ah, I feel like that every day. Like, I worked out, now what? I worked out. Do I look like Joy Chavis yet? Because if I don't, that's going to be a problem for me. If I don't look like her within 120 days, I'm probably going to have a problem. I'm probably going to be a mean person. But yes, truly, honestly, I'm like, win. And see, the results thing, again, the coach in me and the fitness professional in me says, oh, well, Tia, you know, you've got to wait on the results. That's what I would tell somebody that I was coaching, right? Oh, the results will come. You just got to stay in the process, focus on the journey and not the end result. And that's true. All of that sounds all well and good, and I understand it. But on the days where I'm tired, I'm like, see, that's why it's a process. Because see, if I just woke up tomorrow and felt like I was like, fine, the way I would not be back over at that gym tomorrow, I'd be like, oh, I could take a day off. Because like, look at the material. But since I'm not there yet, I keep going back, and they know that. My patience is not where it needs to be to keep waiting on these results, right? And that's just really jokes, kind of, sort of kind of jokes. Because I have seen results from the training that I've been doing, but I just want them faster. I want the results that I've already gotten sped up a little bit. Like, I want them now, more of them now. And that's just not how it works. So the part of us that has to be patient and wait and keep showing up every day, all the time, like I'm already an adult. What else do you want from me? I'm already an adult doing adult things. Why I gotta be patient to be cute too? Why can't I just be given something in this life without working for it? And see, that's the real lesson they need to be teaching these kids in school. That when you work, you're going to have to wait. You work, you wait on that paycheck. You invoice somebody, you got to wait on them to pay it. You work out, you're going to have to wait on those results. You don't just work out one time and then, what if we lost 1 pound for every workout that we did? Or what if you lost like 1% of body fat for every workout that you did? What if it was 1 for 1? Why wasn't it set up like that? I don't know why. It's probably some type of capitalistic scheme, I'm sure, which I'm sure that's not why God did it. I'm sure he's against capitalism. However, I just kind of feel like if that were the case, though, if I could get a 1 for 1, then I wouldn't be sitting here complaining. If that's the way it was set up, oh my gosh, could you imagine how happy people would be if you knew every time you worked out, it automatically resulted in something that you could visibly see? Because see, that's the thing. We get results from working out. I've gotten a whole lot of non-scale related results. And really, I'm not even weighing myself. My results are not based on the scale because I'm trying to lose body fat. But I've gotten so many other results outside of like the physical change that I see happening. But of course, we don't give those no clout. We don't give those no clout, and I don't know why. Probably because can't nobody see how fast I can run unless you're chasing me, and then you'll find out that I can outrun you, right? But if you're not chasing me or trying to do harm for me, you're not going to know how strong I am. Who even cares about that? I want to wear whole things when I go on vacation, and I can't do that if I don't feel comfortable. So I got to keep going back to the gym. I've got to keep going back to the gym, and I've got to keep showing up. And I've got to have the patience to see this thing through. And every day I say to myself, Tia, just be patient. Just try to be as patient as you possibly can be. Because if you don't do anything, if you step up off this wagon, then you're really going to be mad in a few months. Like, you're really not going to be a happy camper. So you got to stick with it. You got to dig deep. Find the patience to wait it out for the results. And you can't jump. And this particular thing is for everybody. You cannot jump off the wagon just because you don't see the results happening, because I promise you they are happening. And now I sound like the people that I was just talking about earlier on Instagram. But the changes are happening. They are for sure happening. It's just so slow. It's just so slow. Which, is real weird because I feel like even though I know weight gain is gradual and it also happens kind of slow, I feel like when you notice it though, it kind of hits you in the face real quick. It hits you in the face real fast. Once you're aware of it, you're like, ooh, when did that happen? Whereas the weight loss process is just kind of like, oh my gosh, I've been working out for 60 days. Well, Monday through Friday, 60 days, right? Because we rest on the 7th. Or is it the first? Is Sunday the first day of the week or the last day of the week? I guess it depends on how you look at it. I think it's the first. But we look at it as a school week, right? So Monday through Friday, I'm working out. Where's the change? And why do I have to be patient for something else? I'm already patient for so many things. Why I got to be patient for this too? I don't know. But waiting for the results is an absolute vibe killer. Then you also wonder if any of it is working. As you are being patient and as you're sitting in your process, I wrote this one down, wondering if any of this is working, which is a lot different than the patience, right? It's one thing to not be patient and want your results right now, because we all want that. It's a completely other different mental disturbance to know that you're physically dedicating time and money to something and you don't even know if it's working for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know if it's working. So that whole mind thing that happens when you're not really sure what or if anything is happening really can be something that keeps you from even trying. And while I'm not quite in that place, I definitely understand it, because I know for other areas of my life, if I feel like something is not working, I cut it off. I stop it. I'm like, oh, that's not working. Okay, cut it off. We don't need that. We don't need to allocate any time or energy or money to something that's not working. And with this, I completely see why people can do something for about 30 days. And that's when people say, oh, it takes 21 days to form a habit. It takes 30 days to form a habit. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, no, girl, not really. Not really. If you do something long enough, it becomes more comfortable for you. Maybe it's not as much of a chore as it used to be, right? Like you can tolerate doing the task. But I think true change happens after people see that it was worth it, that the work was worth it. So that's why when I'm coaching people, I always try to coach them, girls, stay with it until you see some change so you can learn more about yourself. You're not going to learn anything if you stop doing something prematurely. But if you give something, let's say you do give something, I would say a solid 2 months. Now, if you're doing something for 2 months and you don't see any change, then you probably do need to go to the doctor. That's a medical thing that maybe you should have looked at. But if you are doing all the things and you're noticing changes, it's just not happening as fast as you would like for it to, that's one thing. But if you're also in the early parts of your journey and you're just wondering if any of it is even working, then you just have to also give it time, which kind of goes back to the patience, but there's still two different things. And that's how I think about it in my mind. You wonder if it's even working. Am I even gonna look like Ashanti when all of this is over? Am I? Because if the answer is no, somebody can tell me that right now. And I can save myself from a lot of what happens with me going through this every day if the end result is not going to be, right? So we wonder if it's even working. Another thing that I wrote down is that there's a lot of guilt that nobody talks about with living a healthy lifestyle. You're either guilty because some days you might not feel like you didn't do enough, right? Some days you might feel like you didn't eat quite good enough, or you might have eaten something that maybe you're not so proud of, or maybe on that last set of exercise, you kind of cheated it a little bit because you got tired, but you end up feeling guilty for the dumbest things that you know won't even matter. Because girl, at least you showed up. At least you're trying. At least you stayed on the wagon today. But we still end up feeling guilty about the most random things. Like some days I feel bad if I don't get all my water in. And I'll legit be about to go to bed and be like, man, I didn't get all 3 liters of that water in. I feel bad about that. And it's kind of like, why, Tia? That's crazy. Why do you feel bad about that? You shouldn't feel bad. Tomorrow's a new day, girl, and you can try drowning yourself in smart water tomorrow if you want to. But today, for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. So sometimes I feel bad if I don't do enough. And then I think sometimes we feel bad when we feel like we're being too much. And hear me out on this. Sometimes I will feel guilty if I feel like this whole thing is starting to consume my life in a way that I don't think is healthy at the end of the day, right? Because you want to, whatever you do to get the body that you desire, you're going to have to do that for the rest of your life. So let's start there. And so when I'm working out and changing how I eat and I'm doing all this stuff to ultimately look like a certain thing, in the back of my mind, I'm always saying to myself, well, Tia, don't take it too far, because whatever you do to get there, you're going to have to do for the rest of your life. And if you don't want to do it for the rest of your life, don't do it now, right? We understand that. So sometimes when I get really deep into my journey and I'm like killing it, and I know I'm killing it, right? I'm hitting the workouts. I'm giving them my all. I'm getting that food on point. I'm drinking all the water. I'm getting all the sleep. I'm stretching, like I'm in it. Sometimes I'll feel like, man, this is my life, and all this other stuff is like extra to this thing now. And sometimes I don't like the way that feels, and it makes me feel a little bad. And I don't know why, but it just does. I don't know if that comes from a place of not feeling like you should be allocating so much time to something that's solely for you, or if it's something else. But sometimes when I feel like I'm real deep into it, and I haven't gotten to that point just yet. Now, I'm going to Mexico in May. So who's to say in April I might not fall deep into a fitness hole, right? Because hello, Mexico, I want to be ready. Right? So I might dive deep in April. I'm not even going to lie to you, but today I'm going to complain about it. And I feel like sometimes that makes me feel bad. Like I know I'll feel bad if I start doing like 2-a-days. I'll probably feel bad because I'll be like, oh, well, you're walking. You could be up there letting your children ignore you while they play on their iPads. You could be. But you didn't feel like being ignored today, so you came down to the treadmill and you're going to get some extra steps in, or you're going to, do some core work or something that's super light, ride the bike or whatever, just to burn some extra calories. So sometimes I feel like it becomes too much, and then I feel guilty about that. And then sometimes I feel like I could have done better, and I feel guilty about that. And it's just a hamster wheel of guilt. And I feel like I don't need more things in my life to feel guilty about. I really don't. And this becomes one of them. I think at the end of the day, though, with it all being said, we know we're making good choices. We know that these are things that we're supposed to be doing. We know that we want to be stronger and faster and healthier. We want to live long, prosperous lives that include us being physically able to do all the things. But it can also be said that the road to get there is not the most fun. It's not always the most pretty. And sometimes it just sucks. Like it's just not it. It's not the way I want to spend my day. And some days it's like that or sometimes it's like that for weeks at a time, where you're just not in the mood, but you gotta stay in the fight and on the wagon. And that's what I tell myself every day. When I get to a place where I'm starting to feel burnout, like all of it is getting on my nerves, where I just don't want to do it anymore, I say to myself, well, Tia, the alternative to this is a couple things. You can either go light, which is fine. You just go light. Take it easy. Still go through the process, work out and do all the things. You just lighten your load a little bit. Maybe you lift lighter, or you go to the gym 3 days a week instead of 5, but you just lighten it up a little bit, right? Or I could go back to doing some of the things that I consider to be fun fitness and not like serious fitness, like going to the gym. So I could start going to like Zumba, and I could do Pilates reformers classes, which are actually a really good workout. But I could start going to, group fitness classes again, because those are fun and they're 55 minutes. So, there's a start and a stop to those. They won't last. They don't last forever. So, I tell myself I can do that. Or I tell myself I could just take a couple days to just rest. Because sometimes when you start to feel burnt out, or you start having negative feelings about your whole healthy lifestyle, I think it's because you might just need a break from it. like everybody needs a vacation from everything every now and again. Sometimes you need a break from your kids. Sometimes you need a break from your job. Sometimes you need a break from people. And this is no different. Sometimes you just need a break from doing it. Your body just needs to rest because it's had enough. Sometimes I know my body says to me, like, girl, we just need a smooth 2 to 3 days of you sitting on that couch doing absolutely nothing and letting whatever food just magically shows up to you. It just shows up and you just eat it. And then when our break is over, we go back and we feel better. Maybe, possibly. It's still going to suck when you go back though. Let me just say, when you go back from your break, it's going to be just as you remembered it. But maybe your body is at more of like a place of rest, so you are able to handle it physically and mentally a lot better. And see, don't we feel better now that we've gotten all of that off of our chest? Once you accept that some things are just going to suck or that they're just going to be ugly, I feel like it helps you do them a lot better. It's kind of the same way I feel about laundry. I know laundry is always going to be kicking my butt. I always know there's going to be more laundry than there is me to actually do it. And now that I've accepted that laundry is just going to be a fight that I'm going to be participating in quite possibly forever until these children are old enough to do their laundry, I don't care about the laundry anymore. It doesn't bother me anymore because I just get that that's just what it is. When 5 people live in a house and more than one of us goes through multiple outfit changes in a day, it's just a lot of laundry all the time and there's really nothing I can do about it but try my best. And it's the same with this. Some parts of this just suck. And I know every day I'm still responsible for doing it. I got to get up. I got to go through the motions of doing it and hope for the best when I reach my goals. So hopefully we all feel better. We all got a few things off of our chest and we can start to look at our journeys as we head into springtime with more optimism, more motivation and encouragement. Go in there, girl, and go after those goals because they are waiting for you on the other side of your effort. And I'm going to tell myself the same thing. So, in the personal workout report, there's really not much to share. I'm still working out with my trainer. My cardio has been increased. We are working on decreasing my body fat percentage and not really me losing any weight. And I think that's going to give me the body type that I want. If I'm able to hold on to my same size that I am now, but just get rid of some of the body fat, I think that'll be a really good look for me. So I'm really hoping that I'm able to do that. I would say that recently I have gotten stronger. So like we've gone up in my weight in a lot of the different exercises. Today I tested pull-ups and I was able to knock 5 more pounds off of the pull-up machine. So that's good. And I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but the pull-up machine in the gym, it works in the opposite way as other weight machines. So if you ever go do an assisted pull-up on the weighted assisted pull-up machine, you take whatever you weigh and you put the little stick in that hole, right? And it's going to assist you with lifting that much weight. And then as you get stronger, you move the stick up in weight. And as you move the stick up in weight, you yourself are actually lifting the remainder. So if a woman weighs 140 pounds and she wants to become a person that can do unassisted pull-ups, she would put the stick on 140 pounds. She would test that. And if that's super light for her, which it probably will be, let's say she moves it up to like 120. She puts it in the 120 hole. Then that means she's now pulling up on her own 20 pounds. That's how you become strong enough to do a pull-up on your own. And so I was able to knock 5 pounds off of my weight on that today, which is pretty cool. And I'm hopeful that maybe I'll be able to do an unassisted pull-up by the end of the year. We'll see. It's only March. I'm hopeful. My run time has gotten better. My goal is to get my run time to 8 anything per mile. I just want to be under 9. I was under 10 last year. Well, not under 10. Last year I was running at about a 10-minute mile. Now my run time is right at like the 9:20s, like 9:20 something per mile. The fastest I've ever done is 9:07 per mile, but that was only one time. And I really don't even know how I did that. I would like to just believe that I had eaten a lot of carbs the day before, and so I just had a lot of energy. And so I was just running fast for whatever reason. But typically I'm right in the 9:20s per mile, and I would love it if I could shave another 25 to 30 seconds off of my run time. I would say maybe before Thanksgiving. I feel like that's realistic. So we'll see if I'm able to do that. And for the most part, I'm still enjoying, well, despite all that we just talked about, I truly am enjoying my journey and like learning about my body in a new way. Like, I don't think I ever would have known that I wasn't eating enough fiber if she didn't teach me that. I don't think I ever would have realized that even though I thought I was eating a low sodium diet already, that it could be maybe a little lower. So she's pointed that out to me. I don't think I really knew and understood about how, and I'm in a nutrition class, like learning about nutrition, but the way that she's teaching it to me is like completely different. And I love that. But I don't think I really understood how you are really what you eat until now. Like, between the nutrition class that I'm in and working with her, I'm like, oh yeah, so truly whatever you eat on Thursday is what you will be on Friday. Like, whatever you eat is totally what you are, based on how you feel, as far as like energy levels go, based on how your body looks, based on how your tummy feels, how your gut feels, and all of that. I just feel like I've learned so much. And to me, I don't know if it's because of the personal trainer that I have, or if all of them are this way. I don't know. Maybe they are. But I just feel like she's going above and beyond just giving me a workout plan. And she's actually teaching me how to sustain this life once I'm no longer working with her. And for me, that is worth every single USD. So I have been loving that journey with her. And I have also really been getting back into like using my equipment at home. So like I said, some days I'll go meet her at the gym when we're supposed to meet, and I'll do my weightlifting, and then I'll come home and do the majority of my cardio here, just so that I can be home and like try to multitask. Something else that I have learned in working with her is the order in which things should get done. And I know that's something people talk about all the time. Should you lift weights or run first and all that kind of stuff? She has taught me that it's best to do like a really good serious warm up. And by serious warm up, we're talking like you're burning some really good calories in a certain amount of time. So by the time I'm done with my warm up, not even kidding, when I'm done with my warm up, and my warm up is only 10 minutes, but when I'm done with my warm up, I am dripping in sweat. Like, I have to use a towel when I'm done with my warm up, right? So I warm up for 10 minutes. We go right into weights. And so we go through all of the different weight exercises that she's going to have me do that day. And then I finish my cardio up after I lift weights. And by the time I make it back to the cardio machine, based on how your body works and the way that it taps into different energy sources, we would all like to believe that by the time I make it back to the cardio machine, at that point, my body is using fat as an energy source. So like, I'm burning fat during those cardio sessions. That's what one would hope for me, right? So I thought I would share that if anybody is considering going back to the gym, or maybe you're already in the gym, or girl, maybe you're working out at home and you're just trying to figure out the best way to go about getting your workout in with the best intentions for burning fat. Try that and see if it doesn't work for you, because it's definitely been working for me. I take the first 10 minutes to do a very intense, purposeful, sweat-driven warm-up. I go right into lifting weights. I lift weights for about 35 minutes. That's about how long it takes me to make it through the strength training portion of my workout. And then I get back on the cardio machine to finish out my cardio. And that has definitely been working for me. I think that the majority of my change really needs to occur in my upper body. So like my arms and my back and just like my whole upper body, I think is where my body decided to store fat, right? So I'm trying to burn fat up there every time I work out. It's my goal. It's my goal. So you'll see me on Instagram in that sauna shirt because I'm just like, I just want to sweat. I just want to sweat my upper body. If I can get this upper body together, like, girl, we're going to be great. We're going to be in new places with new faces. If I can get that pulled off. But because of that, yeah, we train that way so that hopefully the majority of that cardio, I'm already in like a fat burning stage. So try that and see if it works for you. And then let me know if it does, if you notice a change with that. Now, you know, we like to end this podcast talking about some of the things that have been going on in and around social media or maybe in my TV that I think everybody needs to know about. Let's start off with the show Truth Be Told. Truth Be Told is a show that stars Octavia Spencer, Mekhi Phifer, Kate Hudson, Gabrielle Union. Like, how did I not know about this show before now? And the thing is I saw it when it first hit Apple TV. I saw it because Octavia Spencer's face is on the poster for the show. And I was like, okay, duly noted. I know I need to watch that to support her, to see what this show is about. But why didn't anybody tell me how good the show was? I read Twitter, and Twitter is always talking about TV shows and movies and like things that are coming out. And I never saw one thread about this show and how good it was. In the show, Octavia Spencer plays a podcast host, but she's a journalist, right? She starts off, or I guess the background for her on this show is that she was a journalist at a newspaper. And then she became a podcast host that hosts kind of like a true crime style podcast. And when I mean to tell you, Octavia be up there solving murders, she be out working the police and the detectives. And the storylines are good. The acting is amazing. And it's kind of like a whodunit. Every season is 3 seasons up there. And each season is kind of like a whodunit. And we don't know whodunit until Octavia tells us at the end of the season. It's so good. And people should be watching it and talking about it. Apple TV as a whole, though, has really, really good shows. I think Ted Lasso is about to come back this month, too. And I'm excited for that. You know, we've been watching BMF. And, you know, while that's probably not a show that I can say I'm proud to be a regular of, I would have to say the thing that brings me back is, you know, I just love me some Black TV. I love it. I love shows that tell true stories of Black people, no matter where they came from. Of course, we know this show is about Big Meech, the infamous drug dealer that rappers rap about like all the time. And the faces on the show are very familiar. And I think Big Meech's son plays him on the show. I think that's his son in real life. Anyway, Snoop Dogg is on the show. Lala's on the show. Other people, you know, their faces, they on the show. Okay, that's great. We love them. Their talent. They have good acting, whatever. Let me tell you about the daddy on this show. And I know we talked about him last time, but he has gotten even more reckless since the last time we talked. I joke and tell my husband, 4-Pump Charles. 4-Pump Charles, and if you watch the show, you already know why I call him that. We don't have to get into it up here. 4-Pump Charles gets on my nerves because his wife is out there. First of all, she's out there doing the Lord's work, right? She's hosting women's groups. She's volunteering at church. She's just as sweet as she can be. And on top of that, she works at a fast food restaurant. And you know that's not easy in Detroit. I've never lived in Detroit, but I would like to believe that the fast food industry in Detroit probably receives a lot of customers that might potentially be giving you a hard time. In the same way, I know people get that here in Atlanta. And that's why I be giving grace to them kids that work at the fast food restaurants, because I'm like, I know people be up here giving y'all a hard time every day. I just know it. But on that show, Charles has the nerve to be cheating on his wife with that other woman. And I can't remember, was that other woman a church member? How does he even know her? Or was he just doing handiwork for her that one time and it just turned into something else? I don't know. But they always show Charles in these scenes cheating on his wife. And I'm like, bruh, if you're going to be cheating on your wife, at least make these scenes worth it. You at least need to be giving us something to watch. You and these 4 pumps, you could have kept that. You could have kept that and not made us dislike you more than we already did, because you kind of remind me of Moesha's daddy. Just hard on these kids for no reason. Well, I mean, I guess he's hard on them because they're drug dealers. But despite all, you got to love your kids in spite of. The love is supposed to be unconditional. And if you had unconditional love for your children, it wouldn't matter to you what they was doing as long as they were safe. And them boys look like good businessmen to me. Yeah, they do get into some unsafe situations every now and again. But, I think that just comes with the job. I don't know. I've never done that profession before. But, we all know that comes with the job. The fact that you're cheating on this wonderful woman is what gets on my nerves every week. And the fact that you're doing it and it is bad, like it's not even show worthy, makes me as equally upset. So I don't know if I need to be mad at 4 Pump Charles or the writers, but I feel like that whole storyline needs to go for me. It needs to go. It needs to go. It's either that or Charles needs to get his stroke game up. It's got to be one or the other, because it can't be both. It can't be both. Bel-Air is back on TV. Don't we love Bel-Air? I'm so glad that it's back. I'm so glad that Paula Patton is not on it, because you remember when it was in the off season, it was rumored on Twitter that Paula Patton was going to replace the mom that's up there. And I'm happy to see that that's not the case. So maybe Paula Patton is going to come in later in the season and be like a different character. But the normal mom is up there. And so I don't know what all that fuss was about, but Paula Patton is not up there, and the show came back and it's good. And I'm so glad to see that show doing so well. Okay. Now this might be a stretch talking about this next story, because this comes from TikTok. Cause like I tell you, I walk on that treadmill and I watch TikTok videos, right? Something that made its way onto my Black Auntie TikTok algorithm was some story about Justin Bieber's wife and Selena Gomez and some of them other little rich girls. I guess they're picking on Selena and like all of these things. And I don't know what that has to do with me and my algorithm on TikTok. But I've been seeing like a lot of response videos to it and people just talking about it. And they're like, oh, support Selena, support Selena, support Selena. And I'm like, okay, say less, because I've had enough of seeing these children on my timeline going back and forth. What do we have to do to support our little niece Selena so I can go back to watching the stuff that I was watching before? Apparently, some of these other, I guess, famous young ladies were picking on Selena because Selena dated Justin Bieber. And I feel like this is such a stretch, but girl, I'm going to go for it, because this had me by the back of my sports bra for the past couple of days. Because see, once TikTok shows it to you, if you engage with it one time, they keep showing it to you. But then you end up getting pieces to the story, and now you're invested and you actually care. So from what I was able to gather, let me save all of us some time. What I was able to gather was that Selena dated Justin Bieber, I think like 10 years ago, like a very long time ago. A very, very, very long time ago. For whatever reason, I think because maybe her face is tattooed on his arm, or he must have said that she was the love of his life or something. I don't know. But for whatever reason, I guess Justin was in deep with Selena. Justin proposed to Selena, and Selena was like, bro, you can keep it, right? And then apparently 2 or 3 months later, he's engaged to whoever this is he's married to now, which apparently is a Baldwin. She's a Baldwin baby, like the Baldwins that make movies. She's like a Baldwin baby, right? So he proposes to her. And so apparently amongst that world, if you're a part of that algorithm, that must have been a big to-do whenever it happened. I don't remember when it happened because that wasn't my algorithm until here recently. And I don't think TikTok was even a thing back when that happened. But apparently when it happened, it was a big deal. Okay, and so maybe now ever since, there's been some type of like back and forth between Justin's wife and like Selena. Apparently his wife is friends with, I don't know, some of the it girls I always see in different videos and things. Kylie Jenner is one of her little friends. And apparently they all were like picking on Selena, like bullying her over social media. I would not have picked up on any of this because I don't follow any of these kids online. But like I said, it made it into my Black Auntie algorithm and now I'm invested. Okay, so now they're picking on her. And I thought to myself, first of all, if you're beefing with me about a man that I dated 10 years ago, honey, you're fighting yourself. Isn't that what Megan Thee Stallion says? If you're still beefing with me over something that I did 10 years ago, please believe you're in that fight by yourself because I'm unaware. I'm unaware. That's number one. Number two, I think what's probably fueling this fire a lot more is the fact that Selena apparently is kind of like, girl, go somewhere else with that. Like she doesn't care. And I think it's because of the way maybe that Selena was raised. You know, she was raised, I think, by a single mom, if I'm not mistaken. So Selena is like self-made. I think Selena is also like the number one followed person in all of Instagram. I think she is because I've learned so much about her in the past 48 hours. And yeah, like I remember her from Disney and I know she makes music. What I did not know about Selena that I'm very well aware of now is that she has a beauty company called Rare Beauty, apparently. I know she does movies and TV shows. She has a TV show on Hulu that I've been meaning to check out because Twitter did say that show was amazing. Twitter is in a tizzy over whatever this show is she has with Martin Short and what is his name? Oh my goodness. What is his name? The tall, funny guy that used to be in all the movies back in the day. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me. I can't think of his name. But she's in a show with Martin Short and somebody else that is extremely famous and notable, and I can't think of his name. Oh, no. Yep, almost had it, and it left me. That's the 39 in me. So yeah, she has a very successful TV show on right now. So I'm just like, girls. First of all, why are y'all fighting over a boy? That's number one. We don't do that. We don't do that. And I'm bringing this up because I know some of us are raising little girls. Like me, I'm raising a little girl. And I'm like, girl, don't you ever fight over no little boy. If I don't teach you nothing else, don't be out here embarrassing yourself or embarrassing some other little girl over some boy that at any moment can make both of y'all look stupid by deciding he ain't gonna be in a relationship with neither one of y'all. And now y'all are out here looking like what for what? Stop. So that's number one. We gotta start teaching these girls not to do that. And then number two, I'm like, aren't y'all too old for this? Like, where is your mama? Because I'm not in my 20s anymore. But if I were in my 20s, I think these girls are like 25 or whatever. They're not 30 yet. If I was that age and I was that age and I was as successful as some of these young ladies are, like we all have heard about how much money Kylie Jenner got. Selena Gomez is far from not doing well for herself. She's doing very, very well for herself. There was actually a TikTok video that kind of talked about that. Like, oh, if you didn't know anything about her, this is who she is. And I was just like, whoa, I kind of knew, but I didn't know. So she does very, very well for herself. And I'm just like, don't y'all have other stuff to be worried about? Why are y'all dragging each other on social media? Well, Selena is not dragging anybody through anything, but these other little girls, I'm like, why? Well, they're not little girls. They're, in their 20s. But I'm like, why are y'all doing that? What are you getting from dragging this girl on social media over a boy she has not dated in over 10 years? And sis, you're married to him. So let me tell you what I know. This year, I will celebrate 18 years of marriage. Or is it 19? It's definitely 18. It's definitely 18. I will celebrate 18 years of marriage this year. And what I do know to be a fact is that her problem is with her husband, not with Selena Gomez. I don't know nothing about that girl. I don't know nothing about Justin Bieber other than every once in a while he'll put out a song that all of y'all run into the ground on Instagram. But other than that, I'm sure whatever is making her pick on this girl is an issue she has with her husband, and it's not even an issue she really got with Selena Gomez. And you can't help who comes next. You can't help who was first, and you can't help who comes next, is what I would say. And everyone knows what I mean. I think Selena might have really been the love of his life, and then you came next. And maybe that just eats away at you every day. Well, I don't know. But your problem was with your husband. It's not with this girl, so you need to leave her alone. But I think as a result of this back and forth cattiness on social media, the children who were a part of that era on Disney, I think they have all decided to rise up and support Selena Gomez. I didn't even know she had a beauty company until this whole thing. She has a beauty company. It's called Rare Beauty. And apparently right now, if you try to buy something from her, is sold out because the children have gone and supported and made her feel better about these other people trying to bully her. But yes, when things restock, I'm like, oh, I'm going to check it out. I'm not even a makeup girl, but I didn't know she had a beauty company, and I always try to support when young like Rihanna. I wear Fenty almost everything. So like if a young black or brown girl starts some type of like beauty company, I try to support. So now that I know Selena has Rare Beauty, I'm going to support that because maybe that means people will start making more shades that match our skin colors if we buy them when they get released. So if you don't know of any of these brands, let me run down the ones that I buy. I buy Rihanna almost everything. Her glosses, her matchsticks, her foundations, that diamond thing she has. My best friend put me on to Rihanna's makeup like when it first came out. Because at first I was like, ooh, no, I don't even wear makeup like that. And she was like, oh, no, but you still got to go buy it. Just go spend the money. And I said, okay, say less. And I went and got it. And I've been a fan ever since. So Rihanna, the lip bar in Target makes the best smudge proof, last all day lip colors that you will ever buy. My favorite color from them is called, I think it's called Boss Lady, BAWSE Lady. It's a red. You put that red on, it stays there all day. It's smudge proof, eating proof, laughing proof, drinking proof. It's the best. And they have like so many colors and all of them are beautiful. And then Mented. Mented is a company that makes a lot of different types of things you need to make up your face. But I use their lipsticks. My favorite natural like nude lip color is from them. I also bought that at Target. And it's amazing. Like, so if Selena has a makeup company, I'm about to go out here and see if I can find some or maybe order it online because people have been sharing their videos of them going to try to support the brand and everything is like sold out when you go to the store. So if you're on TikTok and you should happen to see a story or a video about this particular event, please know that I have just given you the cliff notes. So girl, don't like it. Don't comment on it. Because if you do, even if it's funny, don't do it because they're going to keep feeding it to your algorithm and then you're going to learn way more than you ever intended to know. Someone else that I wanted to share that's on TikTok that I just love so much is a woman named Rashonda. Her TikTok is Shop AIF, right? Rashonda is the very fabulous woman that you'll see wearing furs and robes and caftans, and she's just so amazing. But she's given us that common sense math. Like she's the F around and find out lady. She's the, well, most recently, I saw one about, it was an equation for clear skin. And she was basically teaching people, it's like the reason why you don't have clear skin is a combination between how much water you're drinking, you not washing your sheets regularly, and the fact that you be in other people's business. But her equations always make perfectly good sense. They are so funny. And she always starts her lectures with like a funny statement. Like, yesterday, I think she started her class with, she'll say like, people say to me, Rashonda, you're not a scale, but you always seem to keep me balanced. Like things like that. And they're just so funny. And it's way more funny when she does it. And then she always ends her class with saying, it's really that simple. Like, y'all be getting it messed up, but really this is a very simple thing. If we could all adopt it, the world would be a better place. So she's super funny. Please, if you are on TikTok, go check out some of her videos, because not only will they help you, they will give you new rules to live by, because I know they have done that for me in some of the lessons that she's taught. But they're also just really funny. So check her out. And then, of course, this is where we say goodbye to those of us who are not interested in listening to me talk about Beyonce, knowing that until I go see her in August, girl, we're probably going to talk about this every call. Let me just go ahead and put that out there, because I have decided that since this is something that I'm excited about and this is a big moment for me, girl, we're just going to keep giving each other updates on it as we make our way towards our tour date in August, right? Because there's still a lot to do between now and then to make this like the best weekend ever for me. Okay, so if you're not interested in, beehive discussions, girl, I wish you well. I will talk to you next time. Good luck and God bless on all of your fitness journey things until I talk to you again. Now, for the rest of us who are so interested in all of the things, girl, no one told me that going to the concert also meant you had to participate in the fashion show leading up to said concert. Now, I knew people probably would care about what they were going to wear because I live in Atlanta and I feel like on a regular day here, people care about what they wear. So that really didn't shock me. I think the level at which people are planning to come dressed is what is shocking to me. Again, based on some of the things that I have been seeing on TikTok, some of these outfit ideas. I'm just like, ooh, honey, how are you going to stand up and like dance the whole, but then I forget these girls are probably very, very young. So they're still in their clubbing days. They can stand up in the mini skirts and those high heels and dance and drink and have a great time. And it's going to all be what it's going to be. But see, over here, I'm going to need to be comfortable. Cute, but comfortable. Because I also know that there's going to be a considerable amount of walking to get into the stadium. Then you get in there, you got to get to your seat. Then you're probably going to be standing up for almost the whole show. So I know, because like most aunties, we have the wisdom. We know high-heeled shoes are not the way to go for this. We know that. I'm going to be cute, but I'm going to be comfortable. I don't know if anyone else has been seeing the outfit inspo floating around social media, but people are talking about all of the sparkles and the sequins and the things. And I'm just like, ooh, it's giving, how do you even choose what you're going to wear? And then also I'm like, but we not a part of the show, everybody. But I want everybody to have the experience that they want to have. But also I'm like, but we're not performing a concert. So why I gotta come dressed like I'm performing? Y'all paid to come see her. You didn't pay to come see me. But I'm gonna give you a cute little show as I walk to my seat. So I'm thinking you can go one of two ways with an outfit for this show. You can either lean into the Alien Superstar thing, which is like the metallics, the silvers, and do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. Or I feel like you could lean more into like the sparkly cowgirl thing that she has going on the poster that she used to announce the tour. Now for me, again, because I'm trying to be comfortable for the actual show, I think I'm going to lean more into the sparkly cowgirlish type vibe. Something that's sparkly, something that's got a little razzle dazzle to it. But at the end of the day, I can stand up, I can dance, I can walk if need be. When the tour was announced, I went ahead and booked myself a room because I was manifesting that I would get the tickets and that it would just happen for me. The first day that she announced that it was a tour, I got on my phone and I booked a suite like 2.5 miles away from the stadium, which, if I have to walk, and see, that's why I got to get my run time down because my cardio has got to be there. So I'm like, if we end up having to walk, if the traffic is bad, or if Ubers and Lyfts are just like stupid crazy, I know we can walk 2.5 miles and it won't even be a thing. Like, it'll be no sweat off our back, literally, right? So I'm thinking, let me keep it somewhat casual and comfortable just in case I have to trot for a few moments. Okay, so I'm thinking denim with some sparkle, something maybe a little bit more over the top than what I would normally wear, of course, because this is a special occasion. I'm thinking, I'm really considering cowgirl boots. That's a lie. I'm not considering it. I think I'm going to do it because I already bought some. I'm waiting for them to be delivered. Now, if they get here and I don't like them, then I'll just return them. But I wanted to see them in person to see what they were going to give, right? So I'm thinking sparkly cowgirl boots or cowboy boots, right? I'm thinking denim cutoffs. And I've seen some that's got some rhinestone flare on them. And the only thing that I'm trying to figure out at this point is what kind of top do you wear with that? Now, I've seen a lot of things floating around in my search results on Pinterest, on TikTok and Instagram. I've seen people kind of putting together what they think they might wear. And honestly, I kind of feel like a part of me wants to go very simple up top because I feel like the shorts, especially if I get the shorts that I think I'm going to get, I feel like they're going to be doing enough. On this body, they're going to be doing enough. I won't need to say much after that, right? Especially with the boots, I feel like that would be enough. And see, I'm not going to wear my sparkly cowgirl hat to the show because I don't want to block anybody's view or I don't want to have to carry the hat, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to wear my hat to the show. But for pictures, I feel like it all would look good together, before the show. And the Beehive did have a meeting on TikTok and people decided the hats would be for pictures before, but we would not be bringing those hats to the show. We are all in agreement. We have all touched and agreed. Okay. So I feel like a basic top would be best. I feel like, maybe one of my Beyonce t-shirts would actually be cute because that might kind of tone down what's going to be going on with those shorts a little bit. But I don't know. But then the other side of me is like, oh, Tia, you should just go full out Houston sparkly, like, girl, get you a matching denim jacket with the same razzle dazzle on it. And just, if you gonna dive deep, sis. Just go for it all the way. If you're gonna do it, just do it. But then I also don't want to look like I just left the episode of Toddlers and Tiaras where I actually ended up in the pageant. I don't want to look like that either. I don't want to look like I could have been on that TV show. So I don't know. We got to see. But I'm leaning towards more of like the cowgirl kind of wear for the show because I just want to be comfortable. But I do want to be like festive and like in the moment of it. And I also know that I live in Atlanta. And so I know it's going to be a range of things going on out there at that concert. I know some people are not going to dress up at all. I know some people are going to wear their stuff they normally wear. I know some people will dress up, and I know they're going to dress all the way up. Some people will be dressed like the visuals that we never got. What you thought the visuals were going to give, some of those outfits will be at that show. So I know it'll be an outfit spectrum, and I'm trying to just figure out where I'm going to be on the spectrum, but I'm really leaning towards sparkly, kind of like cowgirl, comfortable, somewhere in there. I feel like I could tolerate that. And then of course we'll do an outfit change when we go to an after something, some type of after anything, of course I'll go back to the room and like change into something else before we go out. So I don't know if you've seen any really funny or like interesting outfit videos out there. Send them to me, because those make me laugh and I think that they're just hilarious. And also, if you want tickets to the concert, the general sale has begun. So now you don't need an access code. You don't need any of that. Now, I went up there yesterday to kind of see what those tickets were doing in the general sale, and people have started posting their resale tickets. So some of the people that bought tickets during the pre-sale are attempting to sell them for a profit right now. But then they do still have regular price tickets available. Like, we did go up there and see that there were still just general regular ticket prices, the same prices that I saw when I bought my tickets a few weeks ago. Prices like that were still in there if you are interested in going to the show and you don't have a ticket yet. Girl, go up there and see what's left, because there were definitely some tickets left that were still at a normal price range. Now, them other people that's trying to make a profit, they have marked their tickets up, and God bless anybody that actually goes and buys those, because those are priced pretty high. So yes, I think that's it. I think that covers everything for today. I hope we all got something out of the conversation about just venting and then letting it go and just getting right back into our routine. I hope that was helpful. I hope the piece about doing your warm up, getting a really good warm up in, hitting the weights, and then finishing up with cardio. Hopefully someone tries that and they find that to be helpful. Girl, do the best you can with making that healthy food taste good. Try the Rotel, try the sriracha mayo, see if that makes eating a lot easier for you. If you need me, you know where to find me. You could do that by following me on Instagram at Tia V Fitness. I am the same handle on TikTok. You can always email me at tiavfitness@gmail.com, or check out the blog on the website. Hello, I forgot to mention that at the top of the show. I have been updating the blog on the website. So if you go to tiavfitness.com and you click on blog, you can see where I've been sharing some of my latest, what do we want to call it, athleisure, activewear finds that fit really well, that feel really good on our bodies. They are squat proof. They are able to handle all of the workouts that I have put them under. And then they also kind of double as outfits for whatever else you might have going on in your life. If you have to go from the gym to something else, or to something else and then to the gym. Girl, those pieces are multi-use and multi-purpose. And I think you would get a lot of wear out of all of them. So definitely go up there and check out some of the leggings, some of the jackets, some of the sports bras, some of the things I found on Amazon, and shop till you drop, girl. And let me know if you order anything. Let me know. Let me know what colors you picked out, because I'm always looking to add to my athleisure wardrobe. And you know what I said I was going to do? And I need to do it because it's not sparking me any joy. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to let y'all go. When I go into my closet, there's a whole section in my closet that is for work clothes, right? Work clothes that I wore when I had a corporate job before I had Savannah. So let's take that in for just a moment. For whatever reason, I refuse to part with these items, because I don't know if I'm telling myself, oh girl, one day you might need a pencil skirt. Well, and even if I did need a pencil skirt, I couldn't wear that one that's hanging up in there right now. Not with all of this booty that I have today. Now, I need to get rid of that whole section in my closet, because I'm like, I'm probably not going to need pencil skirts and button-up shirts for the foreseeable future. I don't think I do, but I would be better served turning that whole section into a workout section so that I can actually see my leggings, maybe see the sports bras that match them. And even better, if I hung up the leggings, I could clip the sports bra to it. What a life. Do you know how much that would help me every day when I'm getting dressed? I wake up in the morning, I go in there and I just pick a hanger, because the leggings and the sports bra are clipped together in one section of my closet. I probably really need to do that. My husband is going out of town this weekend, so I will have some extra time on my hands. Probably won't use it to do that closet that closet work we just talked about, but one of these, because you know what I'm gonna do while he's gone this weekend? I'm gonna work on my hat for the tour. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start putting some of the sparkles on my hat. But yeah, one weekend I need to take the time to get all those old work clothes out, because I'm like, Tia, you don't even work in corporate America anymore. You literally get to wear gym clothes every day for work. So take those clothes out, gift them to someone who actually needs them, and then fill that whole section with the stuff you actually wear on a day-to-day basis so you can see it. Like, oh my gosh, why didn't that ever occur to me earlier? I don't know. But yes, so I hope all of this was very, very helpful. If you haven't already, check out the newsletter. That should be in your inbox. If you want to subscribe to the newsletter, you can do that by visiting the website as well. I hope everyone has a great day, a great week. And until we talk again, remember to always compliment someone when you see them out. Make another woman's day, support her and uplift her. Don't compete, don't compare, don't complain. Remember what God has for you is for you. And never knock another woman's hustle, because we're all in this together, fighting a fight that no one of us knows more about than the other. I will talk to you next time, girl. Love you. Bye.